Crimes against persons. Articles 246 to 266. Article 246. Parricide. Number 1. Person is killed. Number 2. Deceit. Killed by accused. And number 3. Relationship. Deceit in accused, father, mother, or child with their legitimate or illegitimate or a legitimate other ascendants or other descendants or the legitimate spouse. Kinds. Number 1. Bloodline. Number 2. Affinity. Article 247. Death or physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances. Child is killed by father or mother less than 3 days old is called infanticide. Number 1. Legally married person or parent or surprises his spouse or his daughter later under 18 years old of age and living with him in act of committing sexual intercourse with other person. Number 2. He or she kills any or both of them or inflicts upon any or both of them any serious physical injury in the act or immediately thereafter. And number 3. He has not promoted or facilitated prostitution of his wife or daughter, or that he or she had not consented to infidelity of the other spouse. Article 248. Murder. Qualified circumstances. Essence. Victim is not given an opportunity to put up defense. Number 1. Cruelty, ignominy, and scoffing. Number 1. Person is killed. Number 2. Accused, killed him. Number 3. Killing, attended by any of following circumstances. Number 4. Killing, not parricide or infanticide. Qualifying circumstances. With treachery, taking advantage of superior strength with the aid of armed men or employing means to weaken the defense, or of means of person to ensure or afford impunity. Number 2. In consideration of a price, reward, or promise. Number 3. By means of inundation, fire, poison, explosion, shipwreck, stranding of vessels, derailment or assault upon a railroad, fall of an airship, by means of motor vehicles, or with the use of any other means involving great waste and ruin. Number 4. On the occasion of any of the calamities enumerated in the preceding paragraph, or of an earthquake, eruption, or volcano destructive cyclone, great waste and ruin. Number 5. With evident premeditation. Number 6. With cruelty by deliberately and inhumanly augmenting the suffering of the victim, or outraging or scoffing at his person or corpse. Article 249. Homicide. Number 1. Person is killed. Number 2. Accused killed him without any justifying circumstances. Number 3. Accused has intention to kill, which is presumed. Number 4. Killing, not attended by any of qualifying circumstances, or murder, or by that of parricide or infanticide. Article 251. That cause in tumultuous affray. Number 1. Several persons. Number 2. They not composing groups organized for common purpose of assaulting, attacking each other reciprocally. Number 3. Several persons quarreled and assaulted one another in confused and tumultuous manner. Number 4. Someone is killed in course of affray. Number 5. Not ascertainable who actually killed the seed. Number 6. Person or persons who inflicted serious physical injuries or who used violence can be identified. Article 252. Physical injuries caused in tumultuous affray. Number 1. tumultuous affray. Number 2, participants thereof suffer serious physical injuries or physical injuries of a less serious nature only. Number 3, person responsible is not identified. Number 4, all appearing to have used violence upon person of offended party are known. Article 253, giving assistance to suicide. Acts punishable as giving assistance. Number 1, by assisting another to commit suicide, whether the suicide is consummated or not. Number 2, by lending his assistance to another to commit suicide to the extent of doing killing himself. Article 254, discharge of firearms. Number 1, offender discharge his firearms against or at another person. Number 2, offender has no intention to kill that person. Article 255, infanticide. Number 1, the child is killed. Number 2, deceased child less than 3 days or 72 hours of age. Number 3, accused killed said child. What is infanticide? Infanticide is killing of any child less than 3 days of age, whether killer is parent or grandparent, any other relative of child, or stranger. Article 256, intentional abortion. Ways of committing intentional abortion. Number 1, by using any violence upon person of pregnant woman. Number 2, by acting but without using violence without consent of woman. By administering drugs or beverage upon such pregnant woman without consent. Number 3, by acting, by administering drugs or beverage with consent or pregnant woman. Number 1, pregnant woman. Number 2, violence is exerted or drugs or beverages as administered or that accused otherwise acts upon such pregnant woman. Number 4, result, fetus dies either in womb or after having been expelled therefrom. Number 4, abortion is intended. Article 257, unintentional abortion. Pregnant woman. Number 2, violence upon such pregnant woman without intending abortion. Number 3, violence is intentionally exerted. And number 4, the result is fetus dies either in womb or after having been expelled therefrom. Article 262, mutilation. Number 1, by intentionally mutilating another by depriving him either totally or partially of some essential organ for reproduction. A, castration, mutilation of organs necessary for generation such as penis or ovarium. Number 2, mutilation caused purposely or deliberately to deprive offending party of some essential organ for reproduction. Number 2, by intentionally making another mutilation, that is by lopping or cleaving off any part of the body if offended party other than essential organ for reproduction to deprive him of that part of his body. Article 263, serious physical injuries and its category. Number 1, consequences of the injuries inflicted. Number 2, nature and character of wound inflicted. And number 3, proper penalty. Number 1, injured person, insane, imbecile, impotent, or blind in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted. Number 2, the injured person, A, loses the use of the speech or the power to hear or smell, or loses an eye, a hand, a foot, a arm, or a leg, or B, loses the use of any such member, or C, becomes incapacitated for the work in which we were theretofore habitually engaged in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted. Number 3, injured person, A, becomes deformed, B, loses any other member of his body, or C, loses the use thereof, and D, becomes ill or incapacitated for the performance of the work work in which he was habitually engaged for more than 90 days in consequence of the physical injuries inflicted. Number 4, injured person becomes ill incapacitated for labor for more than 30 days but not be more than 90 days as a result of the physical injuries inflicted. Article 264. Administering injurious substances or beverages. Number 1, offender inflicted upon another any serious physical injuries. Number 2, done by knowingly administering to him an injurious substance or beverages or by taking advantage of his weakness of mind and credulity. And number 3, no intent to kill. Article 265. Less serious physical, qualified less serious, and physical injuries. Physical injuries not described in SPI, incapacity for labor, 10 or more day up to 30 days or requiring medical assistance for same period. Manifest intent to kill or offend injured person, adding ignominy to offense victims, parents, ascendants, guardians, curators, tracker, or person of rank, or person in authority not constituting direct assault. Article 266. Slight physical injuries and maltreatment. Kinds of slight physical injuries. Number 1, incapacity of labor from 1 to 9 days or requiring medical attendance during the same period. Number 2, physical injuries not preventing engaging in a habitual work or not requiring medical assistance. Number 3, ill treatment not causing any injury. Article 266. A. Rape. Paragraph 1. Bisexual intercourse. Number 1, the offender is man. Number 2, offender, carnal knowledge of woman. Number 3, circumstances. A. By using force, intimidation. Or B. When woman is deprived of reason or otherwise unconscious. Or C. By means of fraudulent machination or grave abuse in authority. Or D. When woman is under 12 years of age or demented. Paragraph 2. By severe sexual assault. Number 1, offender commits an act of sexual assault. Number 2, act of sexual assault. B. By inserting accomplished under circumstances mentioned in paragraph 1. Qualified rape. Number 1, when by reason of an occasion of rape, a homicide is committed. Number 2, victim under 18 and offender is parent, ascendant, a step-parent, guardian, relative, or consanguinity, or affinity within third civil degree or common law, spouse of parent of victim. Number 3, victim under custody of police or military authorities or any law enforcement or penal institution. Number 4, rape in full view of husband, parents, any of children or other relatives within third civil degree of consanguinity. Number 5, victim is a religious engaged in legitimate religious vocation or calling and is personally known to be such offender before or at time of commission of crime. Number 6, victim is a child below 7 years of age. Number 7, offender knows that he is afflicted with HIV or any other sexually transmissible disease. The virus or disease is transmitted to victim. Number 8, offender, any member of AFP or paramilitary unit, therefore, or PNP or any law enforcement agency or penal institution taking advantage of his position to facilitate commission of crime. Number 9, when by reason or on occasion of rape, victim has suffered permanent physical mutilation or disability. Number 10, offender know of pregnancy of offended party at the time of commission of crime. And 11, offender know of mental disability, emotional disorder, and or physical handicap or offended party at time of commission of crime. Other article under crimes against person. Article 250. Penalty for frustrated parricide, murder or homicide. 258. Abortion practiced by woman herself by her parents. 259. Abortion practiced by psychiatrician or midwife and despairing of abortions. 260. Responsibility of participants in a duel. And last, 261. Challenging to a duel.